Hey everybody, it's Jeff. It is, I don't even know what time it is right now. It is 10:48, 22:48. So I was just sitting there. I just finished up reading one of my books, one of the chapters in the books. And somebody this morning told me that I need to keep doing them live. Usually I read first thing in the morning when I get up. I'm trying to stay to a solid routine um, with success and everything by actually reading in the mornings. If anybody knows me, I'm usually up pretty early. But I chose to read instead of looking at the news, instead of social media and stuff like that. And I know you guys see me off and on throughout the day because I do work from home. Um, we have an office uptown, but I work better at home and on my own terms because a lot of times I stay up late. I pretty much work when other people are sleeping, and I don't mind it at all. But I had a lot of people there asking about techniques on success and everything else. Um, Now, I personally have had a lot of success in my life, and I know that a lot of times what I do on social media is try to reach out to those people that feel like they're failures, that feel like they need that extra motivation, that extra umph. If you ever notice, I do random Facebook page, which means there's different people on at different times. However, the nice thing about Facebook and YouTube is if it's something that you're looking for, you can find me no matter what. Um, a couple of things with success though, and I literally was reading this, and it's something that I've learned through my entire life. You know, we always say that it doesn't matter how hard you try, if you fail, you're done. And that's the mindset a lot of people get in. And they say nobody congratulates you for trying. You're right. And they don't. But hold on. You see, success comes when you're willing to fail. Success comes when you're willing to put yourself first and you know the pain and sacrifice of what you're going through. There's so many people that they say they're successful. I had a buddy of mine, and and to my dying day I'm going to argue against him. Um, the couple of businesses I first opened up, I set my goals because everybody told me I couldn't do it, and this was years ago, that I just needed to get the doors open. Literally, that was my only goal. I did not plan on being open for the amount of years I was at. Did not plan on success as far as money wise or anything else. But what I learned through friends and through the Marine Corps and everything else, that, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And so when I opened the doors, I was successful because that's where I set my goals. The only thing about it is I went farther because I didn't see the next part when I should have been shooting higher. And if I would have been shooting higher, I probably would have done a lot more. But my buddy's like, well, you closed your doors. And I'm like, yes, but I closed my doors no matter what anybody says because I had a beautiful daughter and I was not, the lifestyle I was living up, being up every night, and sleeping during the day and, dealing with, people that, there's a lot of great people, but when they drink alcohol and stuff like that, my life revolved around the entertainment business. And it was not something I wanted to put my daughter through, knowing that if I ever had to choose between her or the business, I would have to choose her. And so instead of ever having that choice, I chose her when she was born, and I closed everything down. And now there's a lot of people that call me a failure for that. No, I have my priorities in line. I put my God and my family first. I put my friends and their happiness and well being above my own. And that's the first start of success. Sometimes you have to do the things when other people look at you like you're crazy. But I kind of looked at them like I did the things that they weren't willing to do. And I still, to this day, they're not willing to do. And I'm still gone farther than most of them. But it's not a competition of how much more I can do than somebody else. To me, success lies within overcoming our demons every day, overcoming that failure. To give you an idea, I'm scared every day when I go out there. I everybody thinks because I'm used to talking and I'm used to presenting myself that it's easy for me. Actually, it's not. It is one of the hardest things in the world. I have become to get used to it. So now, since I'm used to doing that, I have to organize my thoughts and organize how I speak with people according to what I'm doing in order to continue on to become more successful. Now, I know I've already confused a lot of people like that, but it's like this. Each and every person out there, if you just follow a few guidelines, if you just follow, you can steer clear of some of that anxiety of success. And people are actually scared to success. People are scared to have money. People are so scared. They're so used to failing that success and money scare them that they don't have. It's like a person that wins the lottery. Okay? And I was telling this to somebody the other day. Go look up all the amount of people that have won the lottery. Okay? 90, I think they said 90 or 95% of everybody that's ever won the lottery is broke. Because because winning the lottery, money is given to you. You didn't earn it. I was with a buddy of mine today. He owns a really successful business, and I was doing their employee benefits, and I was talking with him. And it's funny because he earned the money that he's got today, and he built a very successful business with him and his brothers. And then I was watching him, and I was kind of asking him some questions, because I always like to ask my friends questions. And his biggest thing is he likes to read, and he likes to physically go in and investigate different things that he's going to invest in or do. And I'm just like, that's easy. That doesn't cost anything to do research or investigate what it is that you want to do. And I think we got into something like on Bitcoin or something today, and the different cryptocurrencies that are out there and stuff. And he's had success with it, he's had failure with it, but he's constantly pushing the limits of what he can do, and he's physically doing more and more stuff, and he's making money work for him. Now, a lot of people say money is the root of all causes. Well, you know what? Have you ever been poor? Isn't it be nice to have a little bit of money? The church couldn't survive without money. Government couldn't survive without money. Businesses fail if they don't have money. It's the idea of making the money work for you. It's the idea of, if you want to become the manager, I tell people to become managers and push themselves out, because they're going to get paid a little bit more. They're going to have a little bit more time freedom. The more you can do today, the less you'll have to do later on. And once you're in a management position, an ownership position, yes, it comes with a price. But the price is, eventually you have to do it for yourself, and you have to do it for your family. Okay? If you work on your own, which so many people would love to do, you have to motivate yourself every day and find a way to do it. The nice thing what the Marines taught me when I got into the Marine Corps was, I was with groups of men that, we had one common mission. Every one of us were on the same sheet of music. We looked the same. We did the same. And I got used to that uniformity. However, once I was out of the Marine Corps and went to college, it was very difficult for me to go to classes. It was very difficult for me to read books. Why? Even though I read when I was in the Marine Corps, my motivation was, I'm doing something nobody else is. I'm, sitting there doing different things. But when I was in college, everybody's doing the exact thing. And to me, that made a big difference. So I had to reprogram myself. But I pushed my limits. I went out of my way. I can't tell you how much I struggled in college, and how much I struggled in work and business and stuff. But I always, in my mind, set a goal. And once I reached those, the thing about it is, I've broken every one of my goals I've ever set. I already know that I'm not a world athlete, okay? So I'm not going to set my goals around breaking any type of physical record, I'm not a basketball player like my sister is. She's a wonderful basketball. Well, she was when she was in high school. Now she's a wonderful mother, and she's a entrepreneur. And my brother-in-law, he was an outstanding football player and stuff like that. But everything we do in life, we have to keep pushing our limits. Nothing is guaranteed. People with depression and everything else, they've learned this the hard way. And they don't think that life is giving them what they need. And they become depressed. They think they are the cause of all problems. However, with a little motivation, a little bit of energy, a little bit of pleases and thank yous, choose to take the higher road, a lot of those people will watch you, and they will see that it's okay to get back up once you fall. So what I'm trying to get at right now is, when you fall, there's people watching you fall, but they're not watching you because you fall. They're watching you because you get back up. They're watching you because you kept pushing forward. They're watching you because you did things that everybody around them told they could not do. Brian Carruthers always says, and I know they get it from other books and but it makes a lot of sense. If you get around people that are telling you can't do something, you shouldn't do something, don't do something, they're not out for your best interests. They're telling you that because they themselves were not willing to do it, failed at doing it, or they want to do it, they just don't, and they don't want you to do it because they don't want you to exceed over them. And that there's a lot of truth to that. I see a lot of people, the simplest things in the world they won't do because somebody told them they could not do it, and inside their mind, they're programmed inside their mind. There are a lot of things programmed inside of my mind from when I was a kid that I run into every day with new fears of things that I never thought I'd really encounter again. But I had to overcome those hurdles. But when you do have success from everything, when you do have kids, I never thought I was going to have kids. Believe it or not, my daughter's one of my biggest successes I've ever had in life. Why? I never thought I was going to have kids. I wasn't against kids, but I wasn't thinking about it, and I was working so hard with the military and business and everything else that when my daughter came about, I always said one day I'd have a child. I was blessed with my daughter. And, that changed the way I think about things. I started thinking like my dad thinks. I started thinking like my family thinks, family first, what do you got to do? Put food on the table and stuff like that. But I also realized that I am an important influence in my daughter's life, whether I believe it or not, just like you're an important influence in somebody's life. So every time I look at my daughter, I start thinking about, not only how great I am as, that I'm blessed and honored to be a father, but I think about my Marine Corps brothers that are going through depression. I think about all these people out there that do not have a little girl or a little boy or somebody to look at and think, I'm their role model now. They're looking up to me. I have to set the example now. I got 3 beautiful nephews and everything else. And, I always want to do my best to lead a good example for them. It doesn't matter what we did in the past. What it matters is what you do today. There's nothing in your life that you can't do that you cannot be forgiven for, because we're all going to die. We all make mistakes, but it's how we get to the end game. It's how we get there. When Glenn killed himself, and I pulled up on it, the only thing I could think of is he ran out of time. But not only he ran out of time, I ran out of time. I ran out of time to where I need to tell more people that they matter. I realized that, yes, I can argue and I can defend my position. I can get freaking blistering mad. I haven't gotten that mad in a long time, but I've learned that I don't hold grudges, that everybody has fears, everybody has problems, everybody says things they shouldn't. So when I tell people you shouldn't gossip or say things, it's because you don't know one day if you're going to need that person or if that person's going to need you. I always think about pretty much the biggest bully I ever in my life, or one of the couple of the worst people that just treated me like total crap growing up or said different things, And I think to myself, if I can forgive them, then they no longer take up territory in my mind. And that's exactly what I did. I forgave them a long time ago. They may not know they're forgiven. They may still go about the everyday geriatrics of basically trash talking and gossiping because they can't get out of the small town mentality. But when it comes to, if I have to say something behind somebody's back, or if I can't do it. And the reason why is I'd rather build everybody up, because one day, that person is maybe the exact person I need in order to smile again, to love again, to have a good time again. Some of the people that I bullied, and, we've all been a victim of it, and, I went back and I looked how I treated people in high school, or what I did. Now, I was bullied, and I was also the bully. And I realized that some of these people that I did that to, I actually felt guilty of it. And a couple of them said, well, I felt bad because I went along with the crowd. But I went and apologized to them. And now they're some of my best friends. And I realized how great those people are. And, bullying is something that'll never go away. It's something we learn from. It's one of those failures in life that we have to accept for ourselves. And, on that note, just remember, every day you've got to forgive yourself for what you did. You have to forgive others, and you have to accept that forgiveness. And, it's not always about religion or something. Sometimes it's just about doing the right thing for the right reason. And we've gotten so far away from being okay to do, shady stuff, that when people do the right things nowadays, our jaws just drop. When movie stars and actors take the high road and not go out there and cuss and curse, or, do nude scenes in movies and everything because they took the higher road, I'm in awe of those people. when you're out there every day and you see a kid in need and you don't blink an eye, you need to go find that kid again and do something important for them. You know, sometimes when I feel like, you know, I just had a big success or whatever, I do things that, you know, I give away part of that success or part of that money I do. Right now I'm dealing with a person that they're trying to fight to get their kids back. And, you know, it's not even around my area. But I went through everything I can do for that person, and I think we came up with a game plan so that over a period of time, that's exactly what's going to happen. You know, and I'm not taking anything for it. I'm also not giving anything for it. There's been times where I had to go back on my word on some people so I could help somebody else that needed it right then and there. And those things are going to happen. It's called life, okay? There's not a person around that can tell you how to live your life. There are people that can show you different things you can do in your life, teach you different exercises to make your life better. One of the reasons why I tell everybody to read. You know, first thing I do in the morning when I get up, believe it or not, is I actually thank God for the life I have. And I thank God for my daughter and my dad and my brother-in-law, my sister and my nephews and my family and my neighbors. I thank God for the team I have, because there are times where I get down and depressed too. There's times where I just, you know, I don't want to try anymore because for some reason I feel like I'm the failure. And then, like one of my mentors told me, you know, write out a board, and I look at it and I've already done more than almost everybody I know. But that means nothing to me because I always feel I can do more. And as long as I always feel like I can do more, that's what pushes me. That's what's going to motivate me. And I might not get it tomorrow. I might not get it a year from now. But if I set my sights high enough and I put my goals out there, I had one guy told me you shouldn't set goals. No, you got to set goals for yourself. But when you set these goals for yourself, think about it. When I joined the Marine Corps and I got on those yellow, I didn't know what I was in store for. I can watch Full Metal Jacket till I was blue in the face. But I did it. I pushed myself to do it. I didn't want to do it. But I pushed myself to do it. I didn't like being told they're the best of the best. I wanted to be the best of the best. I wanted to be a hero. And over time, I've brought that into my business. And when I help people, it's really funny when I'm sitting there helping people and saving them, yet they come back to me, and even though they used my services or they got my help and everything else, just because they're afraid of where I'm at in life, they're afraid to talk to me because I intimidate them. And I try to bring myself down because I don't hold grudges. You know, I don't get mad at people. I know people go through things. But I do my best to help as many people as I can with what I do, and also with the Marine Corps League and the different military events and everything else. I always tell people, I don't care what your sexuality is. You know, I don't care what your religion is. Because my neighbors and my friends from where I come from, they're all different. You know, they'll go out of their way just as long as you're there. And in closing, the reason why we need to be like this is I remember my grandmas. And I remember, you know, I can't use my mom because she died when I was 11, but I remember my grandmas. And this is very important. You see, it's not about money for them anymore. It's my grandma said, when the good Lord takes me, the good Lord takes me. The only thing she ever wanted, actually both of my grandmothers, they're equal to me, but the only thing they ever wanted, they didn't want a phone call. They wanted you there. They wanted you physically there. Because in the end, you're what makes them happy. You're the one that is important to them. It's not about money. It's not about success. It's about just being there. And sometimes we forget to be there for our friends. We forget to do things. I incorporate everything I do with my friends. And one of the biggest reasons why I do what I do, I was trying to have a huge reunion for 2nd Battalion Marines, but finding ways of paying for it. And believe it or not, I had a whole complex, and it's still there. I'm still working on it. One day we will have a huge reunion, and not a single person is going to have to pay for anything come to that reunion. But I also saw a lot of my brothers and sisters and a lot of my family member stuff, you know, they struggled with legal, they struggled with just everyday life with cancer and everything. And I now take that, seeing them, to let you all know out there, you need to talk to your friends, you need to talk to your family, you need to push the limits. Why? Because there's somebody watching you at all times. There's somebody that needs you. There's somebody that's out there that you're going to save their life and not even know it. You know, and don't ever ask anything in return. You know, I'm very happy what I do today. I plan on being it for the rest of my life. What I do now is what I plan on doing for the rest of my life. Why? Because there's so many goals I got to set. There's so many accomplishments I have to achieve. And as my daughter's growing up, I need to achieve more accomplishments than she is. And I need to teach her to keep achieving more and more accomplishments. That's why it's a big competitive with me. But, I'm never going to get mad at her if she fails. I'm going to basically pat her on the back and say, great job. Now get up and do it again. I'm not going to wipe somebody's eyes because they don't want to do something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe the sweat off their face when they get done doing it. We don't have to accomplish everything. We just have to finish. And then we have to go again and do a little bit more, a little bit better, a little bit more, a little bit better. And that's what life's about to me right now. Be there for people that need you to be there. Don't gossip about people. Don't talk behind their backs. Be a man about it. Be a woman about it. You don't have to listen to the news all the time and all the political mumbo-jumbo crap. Whatever your God is, pray to him every day. Even if it's not. When you get up, read a good book every day. You don't have to read the whole book. Read 11 good pages. It helps. And you'll notice when you're doing it all the time and you may not like to do it and you stop doing it, you'll find out that your idea of success and what you're energizing to get to that success is goes down. Because now all of a sudden you started healthy patterns. It's like eating. If I woke up every morning and ate pizza and that's all I ate, well, how am I supposed to be, I'd be mad at myself because now I know I'm going to gain weight. I'm going to be a little sluggish. Same with our brains. It's what we put into ourselves is what's going to come out. And eventually, like I said, if you're out there being positive with people going for the next job title, going for the next, whatever it is you do. And as long as you're doing that, you're going to get in a pattern of success. And eventually you're going to hit that mark and then you're already on to the next mark. You're going to go so far past your marks, forgetting where you actually set them, that you have to set new ones. So anyway, just know you're important. Take time out every day. Talk to those that you care about. Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. If people trash talk me, that's fine. I forgive them for it. If they said anything bad, I know what they all said. I forgive them for it. I forgive you if you ever said bad. Please forgive me if I've ever done anything wrong. I've even been approached for stupid things I did in the past that were actually nothing that major but affected other people's lives. However, when I finished talking with those people, all they needed to know is I was aware of it and they were fine. They just didn't think that they meant anything to me and it hurt their feelings. And that's all the way back in grade school. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is go out there tomorrow when you wake up in the morning. Do the best you can. Be the best you can be. Know you're important every day. Say a prayer. If you see negative stuff, just get away. Just go away from it. You don't have to hate the people that are doing it, but you got to stay away from it. And I'll leave you with this. The old saying, if you put a piece of fruit, brand new piece of fruit, next to a rotting piece of fruit, that piece of fruit you just put there is going to rot even faster. So you have to always keep yourself away from the people that are rotting, the people that are festering, the people that don't want to go nowhere. Because what's going to happen is they're going to rub off on you. And you can't do that. If you want to have, a happy life, if you want to do good things in life, if you want to feel good about yourself in life, if you want to feel good about and help others, you need to stay away from that rotten fruit. And the reason why is if not, one day you're going to look up and realize you are that piece of rotten fruit. So every day, go out there, be better. Go out there. It doesn't take much. Make your bed in the morning, brush your teeth, get your shower, make your breakfast, whatever it is. Hug and kiss your kids goodbye before they get on the bus. Let your kids know you're proud of them. Call your mom, call your dad, your sisters and brothers, and let them know they're important. They don't have to be long, drug-out stuff. But sometimes when you do the right thing for the right reason, it's going to make you even more successful and more able to push forward. My dad does not always understand what I do. I don't think he ever has. But he's always supported me. And he's always been there for me. And that is one of my biggest things. And that's one reason why I like to be there for my friends and family. And I'm always giving compliments. I mean everything I say. Even in times of pure stupidity, I mean what I say. And that's kind of stupid because I can change my mind very quickly. So, yes, I was lucky to have people that believed in me. That's why I did really good with wrestling, why I did good with track and field, why I joined the Army first, then the Marine Corps. I've got a lot of accomplishments under my belt. But, like I said, I'm never happy. I always got to shoot for that next goal. And if any of you all need to shoot for the next goal or want something, contact me. I know lots of places that are hiring. Heck, you can come work with me on what I do. Or, if you just want to come to one of our groups or just like go to the parades with us or, if you just need to get out or do something, you're always more than welcome. Whatever it is we can do. We can accomplish whatever your goals are. but you got to set them. You got to write them down. You got to speak them out loud. So tonight, know this. You're important. Actually, something popped in my head. If you want to know how dedicated somebody is, a lot of people don't know, but she's still alive today. I think she's 100 and something. I should not say I think. I'll get in trouble. But my aunt, Sister Florence Kuhn, used to work at St. Vincent's Nursing Home. She retired when she was 96. Now, what was great about Sister Florence, she worked 7 days a week, got paid nothing, at a nursing home, bringing happiness to the people in that nursing home. And it's funny because the people around her always had excuses why they can't go into work, always had this or that. What they didn't know, she's also had 2 hip replacement surgeries. And she's older than all of them. So excuses are just that. They're excuses. There's no reason why you cannot succeed, but you will have to fail many times. And I wish failure upon you, not because it's bad, but because you're going to learn. And when you do get that success, it means so much more. And success could be, making some money or running a marathon or doing an accomplishment. Maybe it's just you need to retouch base with an old friend or something. But whatever it is, do it. And don't look back. Move forward. And if you're always around people that are negative, get around new people. So that's my spiel for tonight. I just want you guys to know you're important. I just want anybody that watches this, and one day maybe my daughter will watch this. And if my daughter watches this, say in 20, 40, 50, 60 years and I'm not alive, I'm going to say this to her. And I'm going to put this, since this is going on social media, and I never know what's going to come out. This is me talking to my daughter. So right now, Gracie Ann, I know one day you may come back and see this. I am your father. I just want you to know you're the most beautiful little girl in the entire world. I am so proud of you. I love you with my entire heart. Your grandmothers are all proud of you. I know that you never got a chance to meet my mom, and I know how important your Grandma Cantor is. Your mother loves you and I love you. I just want you to know if you're watching this, because somewhere in 100 years, maybe you got kids by now or something. I just want you to know you're fantastic. You're marvelous. You are the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life. And I never want you to ever forget how much I love you. There's going to be times we're not going to always get along, and I'm feeling that right now. But I love you, Gracie Ann. And yes, I'm talking to you right now. And I'm hoping one day, 20, 30, even 40, 50 years from now, this will come up on your feed, or something's going to come up and you're going to see this. And you'll have one last, I love you from your daddy. Because that's how much I love you. I love life. Never let anybody tell you you can't do something. Never let anybody tell you you can't go somewhere. Never let anybody put you down. Learn before you go do it. Educate yourself before you do something. And then go out there and break every record there is. But no matter what, do it for you. Do it because you are beautiful. Do it because you are a gift from God. Do it because no matter what, no one else is going to do it. And when you do it, that's what can make all the difference in the world. I love you, Gracie Ann. For everybody else watching this tonight, get on your phones, take a video of yourself talking to your kids and your family members, and put it away somewhere safe. Because like I said, sometimes it's what we leave behind that can be the most influential part of who we are. And sometimes people are looking up to us and seeing what we're going to do next. So if I start talking about people behind their back, that's what people are going to see. If I start being negative, that's what people are going to see. If I stop reading, people are going to notice. Everything I told you, I would become a hypocrite if I do not do it myself. Go out there and be great, everybody. Go out there and know you are fantastic. And go out there and tell the world that you do care what goes on. And that, my friends, we will call it a night. God bless everybody. I'll see everybody in the morning. I'm going to be with my team tomorrow. If anybody wants to talk to me or wants to talk about maybe, me helping them or getting on a path or setting their goals for either 6 months, a year to 5 years because you'd like to come on our team, or maybe you just need some kind of coaching or mentor, do not hesitate to call me. Do not hesitate to ask me what you can do to help other people. Because the best thing you can do to help other people is be kind. Shake their hand. Peaceful strength. Know that you're strong enough. But sometimes it takes a strong person to tell another person, I forgive you. The strongest people in the world are not the rich. The strongest people in the world that can look at each other and say, you're awesome, you matter, thank you for being my friend. I may not know you now, but eventually I will, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to become your friend. Not everybody's going to like me. I get that. I understand that. But I like you just fine, and I love you for the way you are, who you are. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So if you ever need any help, I'm Jeff. I'm here. On that note, everybody, I will talk with everybody later. God bless. And I'll see everybody tomorrow. So let's finish up Halloween grade, okay, everybody? Night now.